By now, you've probably heard my magic wand story. It's a brand that's been part of my personal journey for more than 20 years. But no matter how many times I sing Magic Wand's praises, I'll never be able to fully capture the story of this incredible brand. Well, now journalist and author Kate Sloan just completed a limited audio series documenting the history and impact that Magic Wand has created over the last 56 years. It's called Making Magic. And the series chronicles Magic Wand's incredible brand story through interviews with nearly 40 experts, performers, business owners, educators, and fans. So I got a sneak preview of this series, and what I loved is that Kate weaves together snippets from all their interviews into this amazing story arc. She covers Magic Wand's journey from appliance store massager to its legendary influence on culture and sexual independence, and it's all just fascinating. The first episodes of Making Magic are available now at makingmagicseries.com or on all popular podcast platforms. Just search for Making Magic or visit makingmagicseries.com today. Thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. As 2017 is coming to a close, I've been doing a lot of thinking about how truly great this year has been and how thankful I am that you, my loyal listeners, have been here with me, sending your thoughtful questions, sparking your own curiosity, participating in our contest with seriously the most creative submissions that keep my staff entertained and educated. Because, hey, you guys inspire us too. And I'm also incredibly inspired by my guests who always show up with an open mind and a willingness to share their knowledge and truths with you. We had so many great guests this year, so you're in for a real treat. On this show, we edited together a few of my favorite interviews with people who aren't afraid to be vulnerable and share their stories with all of us. All this and more. Thanks for listening.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. But you know, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com. Check out everything on my site. If you're looking for reading or listening, all the podcasts are there. We've got blogs every week that we're updating about everything you want to know about sex and relationships. And I know it's the holiday season. It's a stressful time. So take a deep breath and check out my podcast from a few weeks ago, A Breath Away from Better Sex. It's packed with tips for how to make every moment count with your partner and really work on deepening that intimate connection. I talk about breath work and meditation and the importance of always allowing yourself to be vulnerable. You guys really like that show, so check it if you haven't heard it yet. You can always get more Sex with Emily on social media. It's all at Sex with Emily. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. Check those out. I love hearing from you. Okay, you guys, and it's contest time. I would be wrong if I did not gift you with many splendor sexy things this time of year. So this contest is how to be a better lover going into 2018. So what I want you to do is take a moment here and think about it. Where are you right now, this moment with your love life? Looking back on the last year, how was it? Is it what you wanted? Is it what you want it to be? How could it be different? And a year from now, how would you like it to look? So write it down, you guys. Think about it. Like, think about some things that you'd like to work on for the next year and that you'd like to see in your life. And, you know, a lot of things do get better on our own. We don't need to make commitments or resolutions, but, you know, sex is not one of those things. It takes a little bit of effort, but it's so worth it. I mean, maybe you want to move from like ejaculation, orgasm, roll over and go to sleep. Maybe you want more foreplay. You want more connection. You want more intimacy. You want to break out of the routine that you're in. You know, maybe you want to stay in bed longer. And there was a study that came out that said couples who stay in bed longer and being more affectionate feel more satisfied with their sex lives overall. So maybe you just need to set the alarm for a few minutes later. Also, you guys, masturbate more, you know. Huge fan of masturbation. And if you're dating and frustrated right now, why don't you just try not dating? Take dating off the table. I don't know, be celibate for a few months. You think that's the last thing I want to tell you, but sometimes we just need to pull back, stop putting pressure on ourselves and work to be the best version of ourselves we can be before we start dating again. It'd be like a reset button. So think of all these things, you know, like, do you want to be a better listener with your partner? Whatever it is, I want you to write it down and I want you to email to me, feedback@sexwithelmy.com with the title Better Lover 2018 and share with me your pledge, what you want to work on for 2018. There's so much power in writing it down and sending it to me. And you'll be entering the contest and you have till Sunday, January 14th 2018. I'll pick 4 winners and you're going to win some incredibly sexy prize packs. So I can't wait to hear from you. Okay, let's get into our interviews. And also let me know what you think of this mashup interview show because we've had so many insightful guests. So if you want more of these shows, I'd love to hear from you. And if you want to hear the full episodes from these interviews, look at the links in the show notes, which can be found at sexwithemily.com. I'm really excited for my guest. I'm jumping right into it. You should just heard if this show is as hot as the mic checks that went on pre-show, I'm pretty psyched. Okay, I'm sitting with 2 awesome, smart, amazing, sexy, empowered women. We have Amy Baldwin and April Lampert. And you guys have both been in our sex toy industry for a while now, right?
Yes. Both of us since 2008.
Okay. And I met you guys. So this show, like I said, we're going to get in some good old-fashioned sex, dating, sex toys. And I know Amy because I've known you both from the shows. You guys were like the hot girls at the shows. Like I wanted to be friends with. But then when you guys were best friends, I'm like, I love you both. We can all hang out. But Amy, I did Somatica together. We went through our intensive training. So we bonded. We've gotten closer. So I can't wait to talk about that. I know April's got a lot of relationship stuff going on, divorced, but now like
Free
God
and
knows, having so much fun.
Having so much fun all over the world.
Okay, so April, you've worked in the toy industry.
I actually started at Pure Pleasure initially.
Oh, you did? Is that how you guys became BFF?
Yes.
Well, we met before that in a restaurant. We were both working in the restaurant industry maybe 10 years ago. And April got hired. I was already working there. And she was telling the story on her first day about going to a party and getting spanked. And I turned bright red because I was like, oh my God,
well, I proceeded
love
to
this
actually
woman.
spank myself in the back kitchen area.
And I was like, oh my God, she's my soulmate. She thought I actually hated her because she was like, oh, did I just scare her away?
And then Amy said she's going to open a shop. And she's like, I want you to work with me.
No
for
way.
me. Be the assistant manager. And I said, I have never worked in retail and I don't even own a vibrator. Right. And she was like, I'm going to change that right now.
Here's a vibrator and a job.
My life. Yeah. And here's a job.
That's amazing. 10 years ago.
Around there, yeah.
2008.
And
And
then
then
was when we opened
That
it.
is like the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And here you are now. You guys are like knee deep in the industry, killing it.
Wearing lots of hats.
I couldn't imagine. I was going to be a lawyer and now I'm selling dildos. My mom is so proud.
Right, exactly. No, I was going to be a lawyer too. I took the LSAT and here we are. It's fine. It's way more interesting.
choice.
Better.
Lawyers are not as
So
happy
much
as we
better.
are.
I know.
Okay, so but April, you worked for
Fun Factory, director of sales for Fun Factory USA, and then
You're
just
moving on?
changed to Hot Octopus, which is like the best. They're amazing. So
Awesome. Congratulations on
Thank
that. Because I know I
you.
always like see you guys at the show. So we'll continue to
Absolutely.
keep see each other. So, okay. So we've got your background. I need to know, okay. And you guys are how old?
I'm 31, going on 32.
Amy's 31.
and
April.
I am the 34, going on 12.
Emotionally, I get it. Okay. So what relationship status with you both?
For me, we're going to call it single with an it's complicated attachment
Asterisk.
to
Okay.
it.
Okay. It's complicated.
Yeah, but single at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So, all right.
Single and yeah.
Still sleeping with the ex, but it's not really committed.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
Ish.
I actually don't know.
Ish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Ish. I get it.
And he's not here right now. He's not present right now. So
Okay,
it's
good.
time and space to heal. And
Right. We
see
all
what
need that.
happens.
It's just time and space heals all. Okay. April.
I am newly divorced. It's almost finalized. And this is the first time in my life I've ever been single, like since I was pretty much 18.
Wow. How long were you guys together?
7 years, but I had a boyfriend before that for 6 years, and I was in another relationship with a girl for a little while. Just
Wow.
lots of
Okay.
things.
Okay. So then how long were you married just now?
7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're coming out of it. So now you're like, what? You're just like,
It's like full
Tapping
on.
ass?
Oh my God.
What?
It's so much fun. I feel so connected to myself. I'm just like this power. I don't know. I found my power.
tell me, okay, so when you were getting divorced, you didn't feel like you had this power before. Tell me about
it's
this
just,
power.
I wanted to be like a good little wifey, like so sweet and domestic and, good to my husband. Sure, I'll get on top sometimes, but, just missionary me all the time,
Even after working in this industry for so long, knowing like,
Yes.
you've got tools that you're supply, Fun
Totally.
Factory makes amazing toy. You were just like, I'll be the
It was
dismissive.
and I understand it's an issue to have consistently amazing sex with your partner.
Oh, yeah.
It really is. But I've definitely awakened from my slumber and I'm feeling so great sexually.
So are you just kind of sleeping around right now, meeting?
I'm taking
in the good way, in
bit
the best
of a
possible
break, yes. But because I traveled all over the world selling sex toys. I've been in Chile and Brazil, Spain and Germany
She has
and
hoes in different
Australia
area
and
codes.
Thailand. And so I've been, really experimenting culturally.
Right. That's amazing. Right. Okay.
fantastic.
I want to hear, so your partners that you've met in different countries, is there anything you'd like to say about lovers from different parts of the world?
oh my God, so many things. So,
I'm just curious because people are always encouraging me. They're like,
Right.
"Oh, you should take a German lover in Germany. You should take
I had never dealt with uncircumcised cocks before.
Talk to me about that.
So, and I had a Scottish man with a Prince Albert piercing. OMG, new interesting things. Also,
let's explain what that is for people who might not know.
It's the head. Basically, they take. This sounds very intense. I'm not a doctor, but it's like through the urethra. There's the barbell goes through there, and then it's like, so yeah, really interesting.
Okay, and he was uncircumcised.
He was uncircumcised.
Right.
I guess only 1 in like 20 people in Scotland is circumcised.
Right.
So
Yeah.
interesting. And then like what I've learned about people all over the world, like it was like the year of anal licking. Like I was like, what is happening? Like
That's amazing.
I've never experienced
You just named
that.
the podcast. We're going to call this one the year of anal licking. But I think there's going to be more. Wait, so because every guy you were with just wanted to lick your anus?
Yes. I'm like, is this a new thing? I didn't get this memo. Like, I'm into it. But usually I'm like, let's do that in the shower, just, because I'm like, hey, yeah.
Interesting. So
Yeah.
even before they lick your vagina,
Yeah.
are they licking your anus first?
Usually it's vaginal licking first.
Okay.
And then it goes into the anal licking. Also, this might be graphic. I hope you don't
Please.
mind.
Oh, come on.
But this guy in Thailand went down on me when I was having my period, and he knew about it, and he was like into it.
Really? Good. Okay.
Scottish guy,
And how
again.
did you? The Scottish guy. He wasn't
Freedom.
He was totally fine.
He was
It's a
totally
choice,
fine.
right? He
It
was
is.
into your pleasure.
I know.
And he wasn't all tripped up on it.
So I just felt it was liberating.
That is right.
Yeah.
Because nothing's wrong with the period. It's a choice. Guys can be like, "Ew, grossed out," or he's like, "I'm into this."
One thing I do for every guy that I've been with in different countries, I send them a care package afterward with Fun Factory products. And I'm like, here's to please your next women. Like, you have to know, because 99% of them have been terrified of products.
Right.
So it's been awesome. And
It's just like a departing gift.
they get a parting gift. I'm like, think of
What
me
do you
next time.
send? You guys, Fun Factory makes such cool, like.
I usually send them the Cobra Libre, which is a male masturbator as
Right.
well, and then a bullet. So I'm like, whenever you do it, doggy, bust this out and put it on the girl's clit, and she's gonna love it. And then
oh my God, they love you.
I have a fan club. So every time I go to these countries, I have different hoes and different area codes.
Oh my God, I love that you send them parting gift. That's not a bad one. That's a really good idea.
It's brilliant,
I used
actually.
to, no, it is brilliant. You're never going to get any bad reviews
No.
on Yelp or anything if it comes to that.
Yeah.
Have you noticed anything? Because I noticed something about anal licking too. I'd like to say I had in my few sexual experiences in 2016 by choice. There was some more anal licking than usual.
Yeah, no,
What about you,
I had a
Amy?
very interesting anal licking offer when I hadn't even been intimate with someone, and that was something that was offered to me. It was
Do you think it's because in porn they're seeing it more served up on the porn menu?
maybe, yeah, I guess.
No one was licking my anus randomly 8 years ago.
Yeah, or it's
Yeah,
just
me neither.
something in the air. There's the energy of anal in the
It used
air.
to
I think
be a
there is the
finger.
energy of anal.
I know.
A finger, but not just a lick.
Yeah,
It's a whole thing
I had
now.
a guy who went right for the licking. Like he was like flipped me over and wanted to lick. I'm like, no, that's why I asked you, April. I was like, can't we start with like some other licking first?
Yeah.
Like maybe my nipples or like go down.
Right.
I
Work
was
your
like,
way
right to the
in.
ass. But I had been warned by a friend
That he was the ass licker.
She said to me, "Oh, you're going out with this guy. He's great. He loves butt play." That's all she said to me. I was like, okay, fine. But I just met him like on Bumble, cool. And then we had one date. Sure enough, we were like making out. Obviously, he's like flipping me over. I'm like, oh my God. And then in my brain, I'm going, oh, he really is. And then I kind of slowed him down. And
Right.
then, but anyway, I didn't know. I feel like that wouldn't have happened.
yeah, the year of the ass, huh?
Yeah. What about your sexual? Would you say, I know we're start of a new year, but in the last year, were there any sexual highlights for you?
Oh,
Amy?
yes. Yeah, definitely. I think every year I've stepped higher into my like most juiciest sensual self. I just
Right?
get better with age, like a fine wine.
It's true. Don't
So,
you think?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
how do you feel that you stepped into it this year? Is there any like one pivotal one moment that was like a highlight?
Yeah, I mean, just like an overall, general more embodiment and like stepping or dropping deeper into my body and its understanding of the pleasure that it wants, and more orgasms and more ejaculation, more juiciness, more connection, more transcendent sexual experiences where I'm like leaving my body for extended periods of time.
Okay, let's do that.
Wow.
Can we do that now? Was that now? Would you think it started with our somatica training?
That helped, definitely. Yeah, I think that really helped bring me in my body. That was a big practice of what we were doing. And so I think it really helped to turn that up, turn up the heat there and more connection into that part of myself.
I feel like it was a great, I feel like I know that you're also seeing clients now too.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to do that, but I feel like I still want to be doing more somatic. Like it's a part of me because but I want to like still be engaged.
Yeah.
Doing stuff.
It's a powerful practice.
It is a powerful practice. What was your, I don't know. I've talked about it on the show. I always try to explain what it is. And
what is somatic?
How do you explain it?
Well, I like how they describe it as a relationship lab. And so when we're working with clients specifically, we're really trying to develop this intimate relationship with them to heal old attachment wounding from their parents, from their upbringing, where we become that secure attachment to show them the way of secure attachment, to show them what a healthy relationship can be. So we step in kind of as that as that role for them. And so I'm doing that with a lot of my clients, and a lot of it really is. We're doing a lot of work on wounding. It's all they come in, they're like, I can't have orgasms. It's your parents' fault. Let's talk about your childhood. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It is always, I mean, is that like parents are doing anything purposefully?
No,
like we all know you have to get to the point where you're like, my parents did the best they could with the knowledge they had. But something from your society, something that happened in society or in school or with your parents is going to kind of hold you back sexually. So you're like helping them release those blocks.
Abandonment and lack of trust and safety. You know, they have a hard time going into their bodies, being in their bodies because their body doesn't feel safe because maybe it wasn't respected. People didn't show up for them. People abandoned them and left them and neglected them, where there's actual physical trauma, emotional trauma. It's all just these layers and layers of pain and trauma and shame that we're undoing. We're like spending a lot of time just unraveling that.
I'm so glad you're doing this and helping it.
I love it. It's really beautiful.
God,
everyone needs it.
Do you guys have any amazing stories though from your training?
Oh, from somatica, Emily and I have a really special story.
We had a moment.
We had a moment
to hear.
Yeah. Tell me. That was okay.
So the exercise, I think it was. I was supposed to touch you and bring my eroticism to you in the touch, and you were just supposed to receive. You weren't requesting, you were just kind of laying there and receiving. And I have a lot of experience with conscious touch, and I teach classes on conscious touch, and I'm a meditator and into mindfulness. And so I started touching you, and I didn't realize it wasn't erotic. I was just like touching you with this mindful way, paying attention to all the senses and all these things. And then at some point, I think, was it Danielle? Danielle sat down. She's like, that doesn't look very erotic. Emily, how is that for you? Like, yeah, it's not very erotic for me. And I was like, oh, okay. And I had this kind of aha moment of, that there's different levels of conscious touch, and there's a difference between conscious touch and conscious erotic touch, and that we have this ability to turn on eroticism within ourselves and then to bring it outward. So through that like fail view.
That's how we learn.
Yeah, exactly. And so through that, I actually learned, I failed in that moment. And then my next exercise, I think it was with the beloved Dragonfly. We love Dragonfly.
Love Dragonfly. Shout out.
And shout out Dragonfly. And just learned that I could essentially go within to myself and just to go in there for 30 seconds, kind of connect with my inner body.
Sat with it.
Go in there, just take a moment. I talk to clients about this too, is that we have the ability to just go within, feel our bodies, feel our genitals, feel our pussy, feel our cock, go in there, like feel this churning, warming energy, open your eyes, and then go outward and bring it to the person in front of you. And I learned that I can do it for anyone. Like I can do it for any gender, it's just, I can turn on
you can
anytime.
turn on your, and that's what it is.
And you taught me that, Emily. Thank you.
I did. Oh my God. I love that. Well, we all helped each other in this class, but it's interesting because people hear this going, what? But when you are a somatica practitioner and you're working with clients who are, have a problem with, are struggling, have challenges around like desire, arousal, erotic thought, we have to be able to turn it on in any moment with bring that erotic energy. If you're like, well, what if you're not attracted to the partner? Or what if you're not attracted to your client? Or what if you can't? But what we're saying is like, we learned is like, you actually can't. Like it's a choice at any moment
Yeah,
go in your body.
And fantasy is a big part of it too. You can look at this body and say, hey, you're not usually my type, but I'm going to use fantasy and assign a whole different body to you. And it's nothing against you. We all have our preferences. And, I could look, because I'm definitely more attracted to men than I am to women. So I could look at a woman, turn their body in my eyes into this like hot man body and just
and that's
ravish
totally
them.
fair game, right?
Yeah,
and
totally.
Then you bring
healthy.
energy.
Yeah,
it is healthy.
It doesn't mean anything against the person. It doesn't mean that, if it's your partner and you're still using fantasy of someone else, it doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean that you're not attracted to them. It means that you have some awesome tools in your spank bank that help you to go deeper.
Right.
And why not? Because you're giving them a lot of hot, arousing energy. So it's a good thing.
So I'm really excited for my guest today. Jason Ellis is here. Hi, Jason.
Hello, Emily.
So good to see you. I gave you a lot of sex toys last time I was in your... do you remember this? I gave you all the sports sheet stuff.
We've got them.
Okay, awesome. Okay, I want to talk to you about masturbation real quick because it's masturbation month, and we had a bunch of questions that came in. So here's the thing. Okay, so everyone, what Jason is talking about, he just came in. He's been knocked out. He won a huge fight last weekend. We didn't. What was the name of your fight?
It was a King of the Cage fight.
Okay,
it's like
it was huge, and it was like you got knocked out at the beginning. You came back.
I didn't get knocked out. I got
not knocked out. I don't see. I don't even want to talk about it because it's like a chick talking about sports. I suck at it. But you did something awesome, and
there you go.
Came back.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so proud of you for that.
Thank you.
But masturbation. So think back before the fight, before the training. How often do you masturbate?
Well, I masturbate in the steam room all the time because guys try to jerk me off or whatever. So there's that kind of thing that happens.
Which
but I
steam
don't finish
room?
myself off. I don't really want to say the actual steam room.
Okay, got it. Right. Okay, you're right. Well, maybe you'll get a lot more blowjobs.
I get a lot of blowjobs.
You do, and you just don't even know.
I'm the hottest person in. It's like
You
being
are
a
the
pretty girl. I know what it's like, kind of, to be an attractive lady.
Right.
Because when I go
It's the
there,
best.
everybody shits a brick, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
It's kinda great, but-
How can anybody, I'm a chewed up man. It's kind of weird.
Because you're
but when
hot,
you walk around
and
there,
you got
because
that-
I have a very straight,
large penis.
well, that too, but I have a straight, and I'm uncut, and that seems to be a thing that gay guys love as well. There's I have all the things that a gay guy's really into. Being straight, they love that.
Right.
Having a big dick, it's uncut. All those things, and I look buff. I got a lot of tattoos. I look like a warrior of sorts. Gay guys love that shit.
Love it.
So there's just a constant I get like a little harem of gay guys following me into different steam rooms, like trying to jerk off in front of me and
Right.
stuff. And I am like a stuck up pretty lady. Like I don't touch anybody. I just sit there and then
they're like, "Can I give you?" Right.
yeah, and then I'll like maybe let somebody jerk me off or maybe blow me if you're lucky, like a stuck up little
God,
bitch.
dude!
Yeah.
And this was not you a year ago.
No, I mean it might have been. I just didn't tell anybody.
Okay, right. But now you've come out. You got so. I mean, this is like the whole. What an amazing
I'm
transformation.
allowed to.
I know.
I know this
And
story.
Katie-
This story gets told to my fiance when I
Tell
get
me.
home from it. So this is no.
See, this is what we're saying is that you shouldn't get married to someone that you can't share all these stories with.
That's
and people
right.
are like, "But I couldn't." But you can. You really can find someone that would be. I've yet to. I haven't really been looking for it, but now. It's a longer story about what I want, but I get that this is what I would want. I don't want any secrets. I don't want to cheat. I used to cheat.
It's hard. I was squeezed to tell the truth. I felt like even when she was like, "You can tell me anything," I was like, "I don't, not this one." I mean, you got to admit the story I just told you right then. I don't think a lot of women find me attractive when I say that.
About what the men?
About me, yeah, saying that.
I know, but
and
and
that's cool.
But it's sexy when you say it.
See,
I get it. The women might.
You know
not.
what I mean?
Dude,
But
I get it.
my fiance thinks that it's hot, and we laugh about guys that I'll be like, this guy came in and had like a giant dick and just sat in the corner, and she's like, because she loves the Tom of Finland stuff. She's super into the gay guy, the big buff gay guys that wear like leather chaps and stuff. She's kind of a gay guy. That's why it works out. But if there's anybody that's really big in there, I'll tell her the story when I get home, and she just thinks that it's the funniest shit ever, and we
she
laugh
doesn't
about it.
Right. That's awesome. And she's with women and men.
She made out with I was making after my fight. One of my friends, she's in porn. She got her tongue cut, so it's like a snake. And I made out with her. That was all we did. We made out with her, but she's got a split tongue. It was so hot,
She's got it split. I don't even know what that. I don't even know what that is.
like a serpent. Her tongue goes like this.
But she cut it so it would do that.
Yeah.
I've kind of heard
And then
about
stitched
this.
and then stitched up, so it's permanent like that. And she can make both like sides move around and stuff.
That's fucking crazy.
I know. I'm gonna get a
my
blowjob
God.
from her.
You did, or you're going to? It's on the
I
list.
did. There was people in the room. It was an inappropriate time, but it's coming.
Okay, I believe that. I believe that you could probably get a blowjob from
She said
anybody,
she
which
would.
is a pretty good place to be in the world.
By a serpent.
Dude, I don't
It's
know anyone
metal.
else who's done that.
It's so metal, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know. But
I'm
you're
so into
happy
it.
and getting lots of blowjobs, and I'm really happy for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Here we go. Oh, I need my blowjob spray. So, do you know what this blowjob spray is?
No.
Okay. You know when you're on the radio, like
Are you
get
going to
that
blow
thing?
me?
I feel like it wouldn't be special. I mean, I know it would be
I
awesome.
disagree.
But I feel like you get so many blowjobs
That'd
now.
be really
I just
special.
feel like
Oh, man, have I shut myself down?
Kinda.
Wait, you're spraying yourself with blowjob spray.
because it
and
helps
it's like,
with the.
well,
It
then-
helps with the. I don't want to be like make that my mouth. So I want my mouth to be well lubricated.
Wait, is there lube? You spray it in your mouth
No,
and
it's
there's lube in your
strawberry.
mouth?
It's like no, it makes sure so your mouth. It's dry mouth spray.
Yeah.
It's by Doc Johnson. It's called Good Head. So you can also give a Good Head or Good Radio. It's a twofer. You can have some.
I'd rather a blowjob.
I just feel like you could. So you'd be like, oh, like it wouldn't even be. Well, okay. I know that I'm
I mean,
really
that's
proud
pretty,
of my
that's
blowjob
pretty
skills.
fucked up that you would say that.
You were just telling me about other people line. There's a line of
I
people
didn't say I
outside
took
that-
everybody up on it.
I know.
I'm
I wish you
45. I
did.
don't just get sucked off all day.
No, it doesn't sound like it. Just like on the weekends.
Every now and then, I will have a suck-off party, and that's one day.
Oh well,
and
maybe
then
you
I'll
can invite
rest.
me to that one. I could just
look,
wait. I
You're
wouldn't
a
do that.
special person
I
to
know.
me, and it wouldn't matter. I would definitely wouldn't have a bunch of blowjobs before you, but
You'd
even if
wait.
I did, you blowing me would be a fucking extravaganza. It would be. Just know that I would have
It's
to
true.
reciprocate.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
okay, we could start there maybe.
I would prefer to start there.
My man, I love it. She
I'm
comes
getting
first.
tingly in my pants.
I know,
right
me
now.
too. This is so fun. Okay, Jason, we'll readdress that. We'll address
Okay.
that again later.
Okay.
I'm losing my speech, but I have a moist mouth. Hi, Emily. Love your show. I enjoy listening and get a lot of helpful tips to make my sex life way better. I got a question. My girlfriend and I really want to have a threesome, and we're talking about it, and we're getting really excited. We've never had a threesome before, and I'm going for she comes first, which is the whole thing I talk about on the show. She has to come first, which makes sex life great. How can I get into threesomes without giving one the feeling of being neglected? I want this to be a nice, relaxing time with lots of fun and no jealousy. What can we do? Thanks. Regards, George from Germany. We kind of touched on this earlier, but you are the threesome. I think we had a threesome once. You don't even remember. That's how many you've
We
had.
didn't. Don't say that about it.
Okay, I'm
That's
kidding.
ridiculous.
So, but you've had a lot. And so this is like the kind of questions we could ask. We've been talking about it. We're both kind of excited. I think there's another question here, like another girl's, his wife's not so excited. But anyway, let's say they are both, let's say for the sake of this question, they're both really excited. They're on board. They've covered all the ground. They've set the rules.
Mm-hmm.
They've set the, you can't kiss her or whatever.
Can't kiss. What the
I
hell?
don't know. People make these rules. You can't have
weird.
sex. I know. Because when you're in the moment, you want to do it all.
It's a threesome.
No
Everyone
kissing.
has mouths and vaginas and buttholes.
Lots of orifices
Everyone's
to
going to
fill.
touch everything.
I gotcha. How do you do it? That's fun. And what have you learned?
Well, the first rule of threesome club is that if you're the person that is the guest in this threesome, and I'm assuming there's a man and a girl here and then another girl, the other girl is last. She's the girl that doesn't get as much attention as your girl. Your girl gets the most attention. So you need to remember that at all times. And the second one would be you need to make sure that there isn't a situation where one of them is sitting there out of the game. You need to make sure that they're both in play at all times.
How do you do that?
I mean, you've got a penis and a mouth. You know what I mean? So,
So
I
you should be
always have a
connected to
pussy
that.
connected to one of them.
Right.
So,
right. Okay.
or they're connected with each other, and you're organizing that, and you can like tickle the bits that they have free.
Right.
But you're definitely it's
not about your penis.
no. I mean, you're the one. I mean, you're the one. You're the only one there that has one. So of course it's going to be about you in the end.
By
So-
default.
Yeah.
But in your brain, you got to prioritize.
You get too giddy. Guys get giddy, and they start slamming into one of them, and they can't use their hands or their mouth because their penis is busy, and that's a game that you need to learn quick, and you also need to not come. You need to make sure that they come at least once each before you even think about it. I
Right.
feel like you need an athletical penis. You need to be like, have you girls had enough orgasms? And then the end of the threesome is when you come.
Right.
Unless you're, a guy that can come and keep it up. I don't know that guy because usually there's a break there.
Right.
So
There's a refractory
those are the
period
rules.
for men, a little longer. Those are great rules. And also, I tell, they establish rules ahead of time, meaning, or even are we truly comfortable with this? And some couples say, look, I don't want her to sleep over, or I don't want you to have penetrative.
No, you don't want her to
intercourse.
sleep in the bed. Yeah,
you don't want to sleep in the bed. Figure all that stuff out, and then that's a great answer. So let me give a quick shout out to our sponsors. Hey, you guys, it's not too late to buy some sexy holiday gifts, so check them out. And thanks for supporting them and listening to the show. We'll be right back. I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far. The next half features porn star Joanna Angel and part of my discussion with 3 single, everyday kind of guys sharing frank experiences with sex, dating, and relationships. I'm excited for my special guest today. She's so special. She hasn't been here in months. She's adorable and hot. Just check out my Instagram after this to see pictures. Because when this airs, our snaps will be gone because we are doing some sexy snaps now. We're getting naked and stuff. So I'm sorry you missed that. But I'm with Joanna Angel. Hi, Joanna.
Hi, how are you? It's good to be back.
It's good to see you. Joanna Angel is amazing. She's an award-winning performer, writer, director in the adult industry.
I think a lot of people forget to masturbate. Women forget to masturbate.
Exactly, right?
Most particularly, yeah.
But you have a lot of sex, your day job. And then you have a boyfriend you live with, right?
Not as much. Well, husband now.
Husband.
But,
you got married when?
I did. I got married on Halloween.
Oh, my God.
I did, yeah.
Congratulations.
At the ripe young age of 35.
Yeah. Well, right. You guys, congratulations.
Thank you.
You guys have been together a while.
On Halloween in Vegas. I planned it in about a week. Yeah.
I'm sure.
We got married by the Grim Reaper.
You did?
In like zombie makeup and stuff. Yeah, it was really cool.
Oh my God. How else would you do it though?
Yeah.
Congratulations. Okay,
Thank
so you have a husband. Do you still do you find time to masturbate?
Yeah, and I actually, I want everyone to know I probably don't have as much sex as people think I do, because I actually do get very busy.
Right.
And I do. I only shoot. A lot of people think, okay, you're a porn star. That means you're in a porn 24/7, and unless you take like a small break to go to the bathroom and eat. That means you're literally in a porn. Like I own a company, I direct, I produce, I direct a lot more than I shoot these days. So I'm probably only actually on film, like 2 or 3 days out of the month. And sometimes some months go by where I'm not on film at all. I just film other people. And sometimes I get really busy. And I forget to masturbate a lot. Sometimes I'll be like really cranky. I'll be in a really bad mood, and then I'm just like, what's wrong with me? Why am I being such a bitch? And then like I'll masturbate and I'm like, that's why.
Exactly.
I needed to masturbate. And there's something very special about being able to get yourself off and not... I think a lot of women, they forget that they can get themselves off. They think that they have to find somebody else to please them, whether it's a man or a woman, however you identify yourself and whatever gender you're attracted to, I feel like a lot of women, they get in the habit of being very codependent and they're like, I'm horny. I need to find someone to give me attention and get me off. And it's like, you can do it yourself.
You can do it
and
yourself.
It's important. And whether you're married, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're having a good day or a bad day, I think it's very important for women to masturbate. I wish I started earlier. I think it would have fixed a lot of my crazy childhood, I think, or maybe I wouldn't say childhood, like a early adulthood.
Right.
I think I would have been a much more confident person. And a lot of my issues when I was younger based out of, just feeling weird in my own skin, and I think it could really help. So it's a strange thing. I don't have kids or anything, but how do parents say like masturbate? Like it's a creepy thing to say to your kids.
This is the problem. I didn't either masturbate until I was like 20.
I don't even think of it as like a sexual dirty thing. It's just about confidence, and
understanding your body,
and knowing your body. Exactly. I did not know my body at all until I was like probably 23 years old,
Right.
It was like basically a blob connected to my head.
That's how most women, a lot of women are walking around the planet feeling like, well, I'm dressing sexy or I want attention from men. I feel sexy, but there's a total disconnect from their body.
Yeah.
And
then when they have sex with someone, they don't know what to say or what to do because they don't even know what's getting themselves off. They're just kind of flopping around waiting for the other person to take control, or they're trying to mimic what they see in pornos or like this and that, and they're just not... They just don't have, masturbation really does build confidence. I strongly believe that.
Yeah, I know. And it's a release. And it's, I feel like the same thing. Like, even though it's like literally my job to masturbate, whereas I have people sending me toys and products that I want to try to see if I like them. And if I like them, I want to tell my listeners that I like them. And they're like lined up sometimes. And I'm like, I've got 6 toys to try.
More toys.
Yeah. You do? Do you want a toy for? I'll give you a toy.
Can you give me some toys?
Of course, dude. Yes, you would never, don't leave here empty-handed. Yeah. I know we both like the magic wand. We've talked about that,
We
right?
do. Everybody likes the magic wand.
Well, yeah, magic wand's like a given, but I've got some new goodies for you.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm going to try some toys. I'm going to use them, and I'll just plug it now, even though I'll plug everything later. All the pornos, all the movies I direct is on burningangel.com, but I started an OnlyFans page, which I'm kind of relentlessly promoting, which I know is annoying everyone, but onlyfans.com/Joanna Angel. It's actually...
Slow down and say it again. You're talking faster than I am, which is kind of awesome, because I get what you're saying.
Yeah, you get it. onlyfans.com/Joanna Angel, but it's on topic because I have been masturbating on there almost every day, and it's been great because now I don't forget to masturbate. And my husband is actually happy. He's like, "This is really great. You're so much more relaxed now."
So true.
So I've been just every day. I've just been turning it on and masturbating on there. And sometimes
how are you? Tell me about your masturbation routine. Maybe we can inspire some people for a new one.
It's nothing crazy.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be right. For me, I'm is it charged? I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
lube,
I usually I just use my fingers. I rub my clit really hard.
Really
That's
hard.
Really
do you warm it? Do you use lube?
No. I just stick my fingers in my mouth. Maybe I should use lube.
You should.
I should use lube.
Okay, you're leaving here with some lube.
Okay.
Yeah, because saliva sometimes you don't know where
it's true. You're right.
Right. Yeah. No lube, and also your clitoris doesn't self lubricate. So I know we need the lube for our mouth.
Yeah. No, I have used lube before, and it always feels really good. And I'm like, I should do this next time.
I love that I'm giving you tips.
Yeah.
No, this is amazing. So we're going to give you some lube. I'm going to give you. I'm trying to think what I could give you. Have you tried the womanizer yet?
No.
Okay.
I try to tell people all the time. I'm not a sex expert. I'm a porn expert. I'm pretty good at doing porn. I'm not the best, but I'm pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good
at doing porn.
She built an empire.
But I'm not I don't know.
Two
I'm
Jewish
not a
girls
sex
walk
expert.
into a bar.
I know it
One's a
sounds
porn
like
star.
it should, right.
No, I get
it
it.
sounds like it should be the same thing, but it's actually not.
No, I get it. No, dude, but in many ways, you know a lot about sex.
Yeah.
Expert.
I'm
joking about the lube thing. I mean, of course.
No, I'm always taking tips from people.
Yeah. So we'll give you some lube.
Yeah.
The point is, so for me, it's I did, but going back to the stress relief, I call it procrastination because typically I'm procrastinating about something around the house. I'm I'm just going to masturbate first.
Yeah.
I should work out. I'm going to masturbate. I should write this quote.
I want to masturbate.
And then I do.
Great.
It feels so great. And then time goes by sometimes. And it's happening recently. I've had a stressful few months, not the whole few months, but certain pockets of time where I've been dealing with stuff. And I just feel like masturbation just was
fix
off the
everything.
table.
Right.
And then I did. And I was like, oh my God, I think it's been a month since I've masturbated. For me, that's,
No, that's a long time.
I was like, whoa. It was this huge release. And I felt like the birds were chirping, if it was a cartoon, there'd be all these animals following me and singing kind of Snow White or whatever one it was. I felt so happy.
Yeah.
And so, we got to release it and we got to do it. I felt like there was the birds were singing.
Do it. Sometimes even when my husband's asleep, I'll just masturbate. And he hears me sometimes and he likes it. He thinks it's hot. He's like, oh, that's
Does he
so
wake
cool.
up and he's like...
Sometimes, most of the time he doesn't. He's a very deep sleeper.
Right.
But he'll tell me the next day, you were masturbating. I'm like, it had to be done.
Yeah. And let's talk about, I get a lot of questions from people all the time who are very confused by their partner's masturbation. We've already said how healthy it is here, but just to reinforce the fact that totally normal. Your husband was like, why are you masturbating without me? Because we all need that release on our own for many reasons. It's good for your health. It's good for your mind. It's good for, understanding your body.
I guess I'm not as, I don't know. I masturbate a lot, but if I do see my husband masturbating, I'm like, what the fuck?
You do?
What's wrong with me? Huh?
Do you do that?
I do.
Dude, this is what we're telling women not to do.
Oh, okay. Well, I do it.
You get mad at him?
I do.
Because what? You're like... Okay, because you're every.
But I have to say, my husband.
No,
my husband actually doesn't masturbate that much because he does porn. So
right,
between doing porn and satisfying me,
but do you really feel like that sperm could have been mine? Or
yeah,
what do you feel?
I do.
Are you trying to get pregnant?
No.
Okay,
no.
Just in general, you feel
I just want it because I'm a bitch.
Right. So you're like, how dare you masturbate without me? Because I would have had sex with you right now. But you understand then for men that they need that release on their own as well. Stress
and my
reliever.
husband, he does porn, so it's totally different.
That is so fun.
His sperm schedule. People don't understand how difficult it is to date.
Tell me about
performer. It's a whole thing. Because if he's.
But you were the performer first.
I was. I got him in the industry.
You pushed him in, and now it's annoying.
And now it's the sex isn't annoying, and I love our life. It's fun, but sometimes, the sex he has on camera is not what but it's the scheduling that I kind of forgot about because I guess this is my second time. I dated another male performer for a really long time, and I kind of forgot about this part.
Right.
But it's pretty common. When a man, I don't know most people don't know this. When a man has has to come on camera, like he can't have wild sex the night before.
Right.
He just can't. Some of them can. It's rare.
Right.
My
Maybe if they're
husband-
20.
Well, yeah, exactly. Maybe if they're 20 or they're just,
Right.
I don't know. I find that Europeans are like born with a different sexual chemical
I'm
makeup
moving
and
to
they're
Europe.
capable of doing anything. I don't know. It's just different.
Right.
But even some of that. But for the most part, like he can't have a wild night of sex the night before. And
It's like baseball
you
players too,
usually,
right?
Exactly. You usually don't know your schedule till the day before. It's pretty common for a director to be like, "Oh, your call time tomorrow is this." It's rare for a
Right.
porn director to actually give you your info a week before. So it's kind of like as soon as we know his info the next day, we have to like schedule our sex.
And then if
Which
you-
is funny sometimes, so if he's got to be on set at 8:00 in the morning, like we're not going to be able to bone the
Right.
night before, and we'll know that like if he has to be on set at 8:00 in the morning the next day after that, we'll know that like we have to have sex as soon as he gets home from work that day, or it's probably
Because you
not
have to
going to
wait,
happen.
right.
Yeah, he kind of needs like a good 12 hours to like refill the tank,
makes sense.
or like we'll have sex. I mean, we've gotten kind of creative. Like a lot of it's just like he can't come. So a lot of times he'll go down on me for a while.
Oh,
and
perfect.
And we'll
You're
have
like, I know you can't come, but.
yeah, but I can.
Right.
So like we'll have sex for like, until he's like almost there, and then we'll kind of stop, and then he'll go down on me, and then we kind of switch around. People don't realize how much we sacrifice just so he
I'm
can
sure.
give the world a
sexiness.
beautiful
Is he
performance.
on your site as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, we perform together, and he performs.
Oh my
but
God,
yeah.
that's hot.
It's a thing. It's like being an athlete. It's
Right.
different for women. We can
keep
have
coming.
We could
I'm never like,
we could
oh,
do
I've
whatever
came
we
too many
want.
times, right?
Yeah,
Like, I
exactly.
come like 16
We
times.
could do whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Three incredibly open and honest guys who aren't afraid to let me into their sex and dating lives. How'd you guys learn about sex? How about what about and also like
I had
masturbation?
an awesome first girlfriend. I had a very awesome, very confident, very in tune with herself girlfriend who literally just
Okay, tell me one thing she taught you.
how to go down on her.
What'd
like,
she teach you?
Like she was
I
like,
need to know.
She was like, don't attack my clit right off the bat.
Right?
I'm like,
Best
cool,
advice ever.
I won't.
Like
wait
go
a
around
bit.
the clit,
Go
around the clit.
slow, take, and like this idea that there's
Did you know
finesse.
this, Gavin? Chat. This is good advice.
When you're like 17, you're like, about it. I'm putting my dick in you, It's like, and she's like, no, there's all this other stuff.
I'm glad you know because guys do that at like you're 27,
they gotta
37.
figure that out. Because,
Some men never do.
Well, that's
So
You're ahead of the
you're
curve.
asking just in general, not
Any
the
question.
big question like how did we find out what sex was? You're asking about how did we learn?
I don't know. Yeah. How'd you learn about
I
sex?
took it the other way. Yeah, I lost my virginity really young, like 14, and the girl that I was dating at the time was between 17 and 18. So she like turned 18 while we were dating. So plenty of lessons went in with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she taught you stuff. Would you remember one
yeah.
thing that you're like every time you're having sex now, not that you think of her, but you're like, oh, thank God I know how to like unhook a bra with whatever, or
That was one of
touch
them.
her nipple.
Yeah. Oh, it was all of
Just
it. I mean,
kidding.
I was a freshman in high school. I was living the dream at that point. This was all my friends were like a senior, man. Good job,
Okay.
When I first heard your question, I was thinking like, oh God, like when did I learn sex ed? Like,
That's what I thought she
This
meant,
is
yeah.
going to
Sex
be
ed.
this is
Doesn't
going to
like
be
this.
embarrassing. Well, no, it's funny because my mom was the school nurse at the school that I went to, and so I
that's-
learned sex ed from her when I was in
That's
5th
horrible.
grade.
Yeah, you can't just be like my mom, You
Right.
have to give some context there.
Okay. Masturbation. How often do you guys masturbate?
Very frequent.
All the time.
Yeah.
Like just now when you got here and went to the
I did this morning.
Twice this morning.
Twice this morning. Okay.
Last night, yeah.
Do you watch porn?
Yes.
Yeah.
What kind? How do you decide? Like in the moment? What kind of porn?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a
Varies.
naked lady fetish, so I'm really
Which must work for you?
It's one of those weird ones.
it's
Yeah.
real confusing.
That started in Japan.
Yeah.
That was really strange.
That's an
ones.
old Canadian thing.
Do you ever think I'd rather just watch porn than have sex?
Not necessarily, but I definitely see the appeal of not having to work to find someone to have sex with.
Right.
Unless you got his 4-person list going on. But yeah, I definitely like you're
Gavin struggles in his own way.
No, he's doing great. He's doing great. But yeah, I definitely see the appeal. Like, man, I just worked 14 hours. Do I want to go out to a bar, and try to hook up with someone, or do I just want to go home and watch porn?
Do you think it's impacted the way that you have sex?
Yes.
How so?
Several different reasons. That by itself, like if this were the 70s, would I be going home to look at a magazine, or would I actively try to go meet someone more often? And I definitely think I would be doing that.
Wait, because what do you say? But in the 70s, you're saying you'd go home and you have to, the magazine wouldn't be as satisfying. So now that you've porn, you could just go home. Is it more satisfying?
I would imagine so. I imagine porn makes things easier. So it probably makes me less motivated. I would assume.
So you could think, I'm just going to go home and I can just check off like 10 times. Like,
Exactly.
I don't even need to. Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So it's kind of a deterrent.
Right. And then the other part of it would be the sensitivity part of it. Like a guy masturbating is going to be different sensitivity than having sex with someone.
It's a different kind of orgasm.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And it's changed perhaps for you over time, do you think?
I'm sure it has. Like, I've had conversations with women that I've dated before that I go too long about things. But when I masturbate, I can get myself off in 10 minutes.
Oh, so you're saying that you go during sex, you're like, why are you taking so long
Right.
to...
Yeah.
Right.
It's because the sensitivity is different. Like, the section of my penis that I'm used to pleasuring myself on is different than what sex would feel like.
Right.
So it's not that it's better.
I get it.
I would much rather have sex than masturbate, but yeah.
What do you guys... Anything else? Porn?
It's a different urge for me, you know. It's like sometimes I'm like, yeah, I just want to like be naked by myself and beat off a whole bunch, and then sometimes I'm like, no, I really want to touch another body. So they're kind of different for me. It's not as simple as like I'm horny, which am I going to do? It's more like I would like to have sex or I don't.
Okay,
I guess.
I think porn and masturbation for me is just a good way to wind down and relax. Just with my job, I'm in an office from set hours, so just to be able to come home, wind down, chill out, just a convenient way for me to get that release.
I got it. Okay, but it doesn't like impact what you're thinking about or fantasizing during sex. Doesn't sound like it.
No.
Okay, you guys, I've got questions for you guys. I'm going to ask you all 5 questions. We're going to go around and answer rapid fire questions. Okay, Chad.
Yes.
Biggest turn on.
Where a woman would like me to ejaculate.
When she tells you where?
Yes.
Or where would you like her to?
When she tells me where.
Got it. Okay, Hartwick? That's a good answer.
Are we talking?
Biggest turn on.
I like when a woman gets off. That's, Gavin. Duh.
Right. No. It's...
when a chick tells me to come on her tits.
Ejaculation stuff. Okay, I love it. Okay, Hartwick, biggest turn off.
Someone who's all stuck up about things. Like, we're supposed to do it like this.
Got it.
I'm like,
rigid.
Wasting my time.
That's a good question. Biggest turnoff for me, I think, is just being too needy. If you're asking me to do too much, or if it's
that makes sense for you.
Too specific.
You're an island. Got it. Okay, Chadwick.
Shitty.
Chad. That's Hartwick. Chadwick. I just combine your names.
It's one of my nicknames.
That's cute though. You guys, Chadwick. Cool. You guys,
That's our
Jennifer. I think he and I are going to be.
You guys could have a voice, but these names, it's amazing.
Right. Yeah. My biggest turn off is a shitty personality. That'll that's just completely get me out of a situation. Like an example, like someone who doesn't, I don't tip servers or something like that.
That's when you'd rather watch porn.
Yeah, I'm like,
that's so like,
someone's just mean to people. Someone that's just celebrates their ignorance or something like that.
Right.
I just can't get on board with that.
Okay, Gavin, sexiest part of a woman's body.
2017, the year of the ass.
Yeah, just this year. Okay, Chad.
I'm a big fan of really nice hair.
All right.
I so love butts, but I have a thing for like upper backs. Like well-muscled upper. I think that's super hot. Yeah.
Like it. Okay. Hartwick, what's the one thing you wish you could tell your future partners about your needs? Like the second she shows up.
Here. If you've never seen an uncircumcised penis before, get ready.
Perfect.
It's not that complicated.
It's not, right? That's a whole nother show, but right?
It's
like,
really
get over it. It's
like I'll show you in like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
There's
done
one
and done.
extra part.
Got it. Yeah. And like, that's it. Like, right. Wow. Get over it. Okay. What's the one thing? Yeah. Your body. What do you want them to know when they get there?
I'm going to need to be groomed periodically because I'm pretty hairy.
So you want her to groom for like trim you, or you're just saying like
she doesn't need to groom me, but I am going to need to be groomed.
Okay. Chad.
Oral sex can get me in the mood for just about anything, anytime, anywhere.
Blowjobs.
Like if a girl just says, "Hey, this is what I'm going to go down on you right now."
I feel like a lot of women come equipped knowing that. with no teeth. Or you're so golden.
You would think, but yeah.
Cool. Okay, craziest place, you guys can just jump in. It's the last one. Craziest place you've had sex.
That's the fire tower for me.
Yeah, you already talked about it, I
that
guess.
was cool.
Yeah.
There were guys shooting guns in the distance.
Awesome.
Too. It was
Guns.
Like,
It's
the
hot.
whole thing.
Not really. That scare me. But maybe in a good way.
Yeah. Not at me, so.
In a party bus in college around a lot of people on a sorority date night.
Right, of course. Sorority party. Love it. In a bus.
It was on a second date with a girl. There was a lake, like a public lake area that a lot of people went to and would hike around. And it was right on the dock of that lake.
Oh, nice.
Right,
Outdoor sex.
Yeah, outdoor, right in the middle of it. We were both drunk, but people had to have seen.
That's kind of hot, right?
Everywhere.
Like people watching?
Oh, yeah, I'm totally into that.
Right?
Yeah.
You guys should go to sex parties. Have you been?
That's a whole thing.
Yeah. I've been on the list for like 5 years. I'm waiting for the email.
Then you're like, that's planning, and it takes the
it's not that hard.
It takes the.
You're in LA.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys are awesome. Do you have any questions for me at all? Anything come up?
What's the elusive male G-spot, and how do you find it?
The prostate. Oh, I was going to ask you guys if you were interested in anal play. That was one of my questions. How do you find it? Very carefully. It's great to start like when you're on your own, if you don't have a partner, when you're masturbating. It's similar to how you find the G-spot. Have you found the G-spot yet?
It's up.
So, right? Yeah.
But yeah, you go slow, use a finger or a toy, like that butt plug, but not the one here on the table. Use lots of lube.
Mine.
Breathing is really important because oftentimes, like if you're having anal sex, have you guys had anal sex before with women? Yes.
Mm-hmm. I've done it to myself.
You've done it?
It made me come so hard I started dying laughing when it was happening. Also because of the image of like me with a finger up my ass, like kneeling on my floor, just like jizzing everywhere.
Your fellow man, yeah. I mean, I'm telling you.
I was like dying. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? It was truly hilarious.
Right. And how did you warm up? Did you use lube?
Yeah, of course.
You got to go slow because I think it's
just jam it up,
you can't. Like it's a tricky area, but not to scare you, but just make sure that you're warmed up, turned on. Use lube is awesome. I'm going to give you guys who are going to get some lube when you go home. Some Joe lube. It's awesome. I could give you some toys that would help, but really you just want to you could just take your finger and go around the outside and see how it feels. There's a lot of nerve endings there, and then slowly put a finger inside. And it's kind of like that come hither motion, the same way that you're looking for a G-spot, with your finger towards the belly. It's the same place on the man. And we've got tons of stuff on our website if you want to find out about it. Can I have one more question? Because I'm assuming you guys are all straight because that's what we talked about before the show, but have you had experiences with men or ever had any things like that?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I was younger, and it was totally cool.
Right? What'd you do? Did you...
It was relatively tame by my standards now. I just made
you
out with him.
Outside
It was all
tower?
above. It was outside on a balcony with this guy who's straight up the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my life. D'Angelo, if you're out there, call me. And that's his name. He's a really good singer.
Of course.
He's in the music
industry. No, not that guy.
Oh, I thought that was the joke.
No,
yeah.
that would be amazing. No,
So
a different D'Angelo.
Did you have blowjob?
No, it was all pretty much over
Making
the pants
out.
and stuff. But I was 18 or something, so I was like, "Whoa, this is new." But now, if that was to happen, it probably would have gone much farther because it
would have gone farther.
Yeah,
it wouldn't
yeah,
have.
Yeah.
So
because,
would you be interested in being?
Yeah, I'd be fine with it. My whole thing is it's if the bodies work together.
Right. It's about energy. It's about right.
That said,
what you're attracted to.
I am straight because I wouldn't want to be in a romantic relationship with a man.
But
physically, I can be attracted as far as I can tell.
Right. All right.
Who knows?
Open mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I've had, threesomes where a guy was involved as well. I'm 100% straight. Some of my closest friends are gay. They call me terminally straight is what they would call me because they're very convinced that a lot of straight guys will have gay experiences, but they're like, Chad just doesn't. I've never had an experience with a guy other than a friendly kiss, almost as a joke, Got
it. Okay, that's mean.
Well, sure, yeah, and it's fine. The threesome did lead into the guy really thought that that's what was happening.
Right.
So while the girl was going down on me, I turned and he was, I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I just wanted to give you a kiss while you're getting a blowjob." And I was like, "No, I felt bad, but I was like, I'm sorry, I'm really."
Because you're like a Southern gentleman, right? I'm really sorry.
I opened the door for him later on and everything.
Right, that's awesome.
That was very
that's
nice.
great.
But yeah.
Gavin, you were asking about prostate play, and I think a lot of men. I love that you asked that because there are a lot of men listening to my show that I think, or they believe in not the men who listen to my show because they know, but there are men out there who think like, oh, it would make me gay, or, you know, why would I ever venture in that area? However, like Heartwork can tell you, just it's the best orgasm
It's your
ever.
own
You
butthole.
laugh.
It's like, what makes it gay about touching your own butthole?
Yeah.
That's like, get over it.
Exactly. Okay, on that note, thank you, everyone. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for being here.
Yeah,
This was a
thank you.
blast.
This was fun.
Really enjoyed having you part of this amazing roundtable. And thank you to everyone for listening to the show. Thanks for emailing all your questions and for being in touch. Thank you to my amazing team, Ken, Jamie, our intern Shannon, producer Lark, and Michael. And thanks everyone for listening. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com.